Amy might lose everything: her love, her family, even her daughter's trust. And it all begins with one decision. In Heartland Season 19, Episode 2, emotions explode, loyalties are tested, and Amy finds herself at the center of a storm she never saw coming. Just when we thought she was finally healing, just when things seemed to be settling down, chaos returns. But this time, it's not just fire threatening to burn everything, it's the choices Amy makes. And the consequences, they might change Heartland forever. The flames may be gone, but the damage is far from over. After surviving the wildfire that tore through Alberta, the Fleming family is finally back on their feet. But not without scars. Physically, everyone's okay. Emotionally, that's a different story. The trauma is fresh, the silence between Amy and Lindy is louder than ever, and Nathan, the man who once felt like a savior, is now standing on thin ice. And the worst part? He doesn't even know it yet. Amy, still shaken by the fire, tries to get things back to normal. But what is normal anymore? Her heart is torn in two. On one side, there's Nathan, brave, loyal, and deeply in love with her. On the other, there's Lindy, her daughter, her only child, and the one person she cannot afford to lose. Amy knows she made a mistake. She left Lindy behind during the evacuation, thinking she was protecting her, but to Lindy it felt like abandonment. And that's not a wound that heals easily. As Amy walks through the burned-out remains of what used to be a safe and peaceful home, she can't stop thinking about Lindy's face when she returned. Scared, disappointed, heartbroken. That image haunts her. It forces her to confront the truth she's been avoiding all this time. She hasn't been fully present. Not for Lindy. Not since Ty died. She wanted to move forward, to find happiness again, but in doing so, did she forget the little girl still grieving beside her? Meanwhile, Nathan is doing everything he can to be supportive. He's there, every day, checking in on the family, helping with the cleanup, trying to connect with Lindy, but something's changed. Amy's pulling away. She's more distant, more distracted. At first, Nathan thinks it's just stress, but deep down, he senses something else, something much bigger. And he's right. Because Amy is starting to ask herself a dangerous question. Can I really have both? Can she rebuild her life with Nathan while still being the mother Lindy needs her to be? Or will she have to choose? And then comes the moment that breaks everything. Amy overhears Lindy talking to Katie. Mom says she loves me, but she left me. Just like Dad. Those words hit Amy like a punch to the chest. It's not just about the fire anymore. It's about trust. And Lindy's is slipping away. So what does Amy do? She makes a bold decision, one that she believes will show Lindy how much she truly means to her. She cancels her evening plans with Nathan. Again. This time, not for safety, but for clarity. She takes Lindy out for a quiet night under the stars, just the two of them. No drama, no phones, just mother and daughter face to face. They talk, they cry, and for the first time in what feels like forever, Amy listens. Lindy opens up about her fear of losing another parent, about the pressure of being brave all the time, about missing Ty so badly it hurts. Amy holds her close, promising she will never leave her again. Not physically, not emotionally. She chooses Lindy, but every choice has a cost, and Amy is about to face hers. Because while Amy and Lindy reconnect, Nathan stands alone on the porch, holding the dinner he prepared, waiting, and waiting, and waiting. No message, no call, just silence. He thought they were building something. He thought he was part of her life. But now, he's not so sure. And when Amy finally shows up the next day, full of apologies and explanations, Nathan does something unexpected. He doesn't get angry. He doesn't fight back. He simply says, I get it. You're a mom, and I love you for that. But how long am I supposed to wait, Amy? And that's when Amy realizes she might be losing Nathan too. But is Nathan really ready to walk away from Amy? Or is this just the calm before a bigger storm? And how will Lou react when she learns what Nathan's sister has done behind the scenes? A betrayal so deep, it could destroy Heartland Ranch itself? What if Amy isn't just choosing between love and motherhood, but between love and survival? If Amy thought choosing Lindy over Nathan was the hardest part, she was wrong. Because while she tries to repair the fragile bond with her daughter, An even greater threat begins to rise, not from within her own heart this time, but from the very people closest to her. And it starts with Lou. At first glance, things at Heartland Ranch appear to be calming down. The fire is under control, the family is back together, and for a fleeting moment, there's peace. But that peace is short-lived. Lou, ever the protector of the ranch and the family legacy, is working overtime to renegotiate land deals and ensure the safety of their future. In her typical take-charge fashion, she dives into paperwork, meetings, and back-and-forth emails, until one name suddenly pops out. A name she didn't expect. A name that stops her cold. It's Nathan's sister. Apparently during the fire emergency, while the family was focused on survival, she was busy finalizing a deal. One that undercut Heartland Ranch. A new development project that borders Heartland's land had just been approved, with resources redirected away from local ranchers and into private hands. And guess whose name is on the deal's paperwork? Lou can't believe it. She reads the document 3 times to be sure, but it's all there. Nathan's sister made a move, quietly, ruthlessly, and in doing so, betrayed not just the community, but Heartland itself. It's personal, it's calculated, and Lou sees it for what it is, a knife in the back. She rushes to Amy with the news, papers in hand, her voice trembling with restrained fury. "Tell me you didn't know about this. Tell me Nathan didn't know." Amy stares at the documents, stunned. She had no idea. Nathan never mentioned anything about his sister being involved in business near Heartland. As far as Amy knew, his sister lived far away and had little to no connection to ranch politics. But now, it's clear, they're deeply entangled, and Amy is caught in the middle. Lou's eyes narrow. "This is exactly why I warned you. You're getting too close, too fast. You can't trust someone whose family is willing to sabotage ours for profit." Amy, defensive but shaken, tries to calm her sister. "Nathan isn't like that. He would never—" But Lou cuts her off. "Maybe not. But his sister just made us look like fools. And that means something. It means consequences. You need to decide where you stand, Amy, because if you're standing with him, then you're not standing with us." The words hit hard. Amy has always looked up to Lou, her older sister, her compass. But this feels like an ultimatum, a line in the sand. And suddenly, Amy is being asked to choose again. Meanwhile, in Heartland Season 19, Episode 2, Nathan senses something is wrong. Amy has gone quiet again, more distant than before. She doesn't say much about Lindy, or the fire, or the ranch. She avoids eye contact. And when she finally comes over to see him, the tension is unbearable. Amy tells him everything. The land deal, the betrayal, Lou's reaction, all of it. Nathan is stunned. "I didn't know," he says immediately. "I swear, Amy, I had no idea. My sister and we don't talk about business. I didn't even know she was working on anything up here." But Amy isn't sure what to believe. It's not just about the deal anymore. It's about how quickly things are spiraling. She wanted to build something with Nathan. Something stable. Something safe. But now it feels like their connection is bringing more conflict than peace. Then Nathan says something that changes everything. "If you want me to talk to her, I will. If you want me to walk away from her, I will. Just tell me what you need, Amy." And for the first time, Amy doesn't know how to respond. Because the truth is, she doesn't want Nathan to choose between her and his family. Not like she had to choose between Lindy and him. She wants them all to work together, to be one family. But maybe that's not possible anymore. Lou, meanwhile, is preparing for a confrontation of her own. She tracks down Nathan's sister and sets up a meeting. Civil on the outside, but full of fury on the inside, Lou enters the boardroom like a storm waiting to hit. "You knew exactly what you were doing," she says, "and you waited until we were vulnerable to do it. That wasn't business. That was personal. Nathan's sister doesn't flinch. Business is always personal when you're losing," she replies. "Maybe if you were paying more attention to your land and less to your drama, you wouldn't have been caught off guard. It's war, and Lou isn't backing down." Back at the ranch, Amy is beginning to feel the cracks in everything she's built. Her relationship with Lou is strained. Her connection with Nathan is shaken. And worst of all, she's starting to question her own judgment. Did she move on too fast? Did she trust too quickly? Or is she simply stuck in a situation where no matter what she chooses, someone gets hurt? Then, just when Amy thinks it couldn't get more complicated, Lindy finds out. In Heartland Season 19, Episode 2, Amy overhears Lou and Amy arguing about Nathan and his sister. And once again, Lindy is reminded that the adults in her life can't seem to keep peace, no matter how hard they try. Is Nathan bad? She asks quietly that night. Amy hesitates. She doesn't want to lie. She doesn't want to confuse her daughter. But what is the truth? And just as she's about to answer, the phone rings. It's Nathan. His voice is serious, urgent. "I talked to my sister," he says. "You're not going to believe what she told me." But what did Nathan's sister reveal? And is it too late to fix the damage already done? Nathan's voice is heavy with tension. Every word he says sends a chill down Amy's spine. "She didn't act alone," he says. "My sister, she was pushed into the deal, and you're not going to like who was behind it." Amy, already on edge, clutches the phone tighter. Her heart thuds in her chest as Nathan continues. There's a group of investors, local and out of province, who've been circling Heartland land for months. They see the wildfires and climate issues as a perfect excuse to pressure ranchers into selling. My sister wasn't trying to betray us. She was scared. She said they threatened to pull out of her company if she didn't sign. Amy's voice is barely above a whisper. Why didn't she tell us? Nathan sighs. Because she thought no one would believe her. She thought you'd already made up your minds. Amy sits down, her thoughts spinning in every direction. Could it be true? Could this have been bigger than they realized all along? And if so, why hadn't anyone seen it coming? But even if Nathan's sister was pressured, the damage is already done. Lou is furious. Heartland's stability is shaken, and Amy feels like she's drowning between two worlds that are rapidly pulling her apart. What started as a romantic chapter in her life has now turned into something far more complicated, a battle of trust, family, and survival. Later that day, Amy meets Lou at the barn. The air between them is icy. Amy explains what Nathan told her, hoping it will cool her sister's anger. But Lou isn't easily convinced. "So now we're supposed to feel sorry for her?" she snaps. Amy, she still signed the deal. She still put the ranch at risk. Being scared doesn't excuse what she did. Amy tries to hold her ground. "I'm not saying she's innocent, Lou, but this isn't just about her anymore. It's bigger than her, and we need to be smart about how we respond." Lou shakes her head. "We can't fight shadows, Amy. We need someone to hold accountable. And if you think I'm going to sit back and let this family be manipulated, you're wrong." Amy realizes there's no winning here. Not yet. Lou's pride and sense of duty won't let her rest until someone pays the price. And unfortunately, Nathan is still in the crossfire, whether he deserves it or not. Meanwhile, Lindy continues to observe everything in silence. She may be young, but she's not blind. She notices how often Amy disappears for tense conversations, how loud the arguments get, how quiet the dinners become. One night, she looks up at Amy and says, "I liked it better when it was just us." Amy's heart sinks. The words sting more than anything Lou could say. Lindy's been patient, trying to adjust to the changes. New relationships, new routines, but now she's finally speaking her truth. And it's clear, she's not ready for someone else to share her mother's love. Amy feels the pressure crushing her. She wants to be strong, to be everything to everyone. But every time she chooses one person, she feels like she's betraying another. Choosing Lindy means pulling away from Nathan. Standing by Nathan means risking Lou's trust and the ranch's future. And no matter how she turns, someone ends up hurt. That night, Amy drives to Nathan's place. She doesn't call first. She just shows up, unsure of what she's even going to say. He opens the door and sees the pain written all over her face. Without a word, he invites her in. She tells him everything. Lindy's growing discomfort, Lou's refusal to back down, the impossible choice in front of her. Nathan listens carefully, never interrupting. And when she finishes, he looks her in the eye and says, "I don't want to be the reason you lose anything, Amy. Not your sister, not your daughter, not your peace. If walking away is what helps you heal, I'll do it. But I need to know, is that what you want? Or are you just scared it won't work?" Amy is speechless. part of her wants to beg him to stay. Another part wants to run as far away as possible. But the most honest part of her, it doesn't know what it wants anymore. And just as she's about to respond, Nathan's phone rings. He picks it up. It's his sister. Again. She's panicking. Something happened at the development site. There's been an accident. A worker was injured, and now the entire project is under review. This could change everything, Nathan mutters. If the project falls apart, Heartland could get its land protections back. But we have to act fast. Amy's mind races. Is this the opportunity they've been waiting for? A way to stop the development without destroying what's left of her relationships? Or is this just another trap? One that could make things even worse if they move too soon? Will Amy risk everything one more time for a second chance? Or will hesitation cost them everything they have left? Amy has never been the type to play games with people's lives. She's lived through too much, lost too much, and seen firsthand how one decision can destroy everything in a heartbeat. But now, for the first time in a long time, she's standing at a crossroads where doing the right thing means stepping into dangerous territory. Nathan's call, his sister's panic, and the news of the accident at the development site open a door Amy didn't expect. A door that could lead to saving Heartland. But walking through it won't be easy, because it means taking a gamble. And this time, Amy's the one holding all the cards. That night, she can barely sleep. Her thoughts are spinning, not just about the land, but about Lindy, about Lou, about Nathan, and about Ty. What would he have done in her place? Would he have fought back against the developers, no matter the risk? Or would he have pulled his family close and walked away to keep them safe? Amy stares at the old photo Lindy kept during the fire, the one with Ty's smiling face. The same photo Lindy clutched while her mother rushed into danger. And for the first time, Amy sees it not just as a memory, but as a reminder. Her choices matter now more than ever. Not just for herself, but for everyone who still calls Heartland home. In Heartland Season 19, Episode 2. The next morning, she calls Lou. It's early, and Lou is already up, buried in more damage reports and legal paperwork. When Amy arrives, Lou doesn't even look up. "If you're here to defend him again, don't bother," she mutters. But Amy doesn't flinch. She places a single sheet of paper on Lou's desk. A printed email from Nathan's sister outlining the internal chaos among the developers. Lawsuits are being prepared, safety protocols were ignored, and now the entire operation is hanging by a thread. "This isn't about Nathan," Amy says firmly. "This is about leverage. And if we don't use it now, we might never get another chance." Lou scans the document, her face tightening. She knows Amy's right. The developers are vulnerable. Their image is at stake. The last thing they want is a public fight with a beloved ranch that already survived a wildfire. Still, Lou is hesitant. If we push too hard, they'll strike back. And we don't have the money to survive a legal war. Amy nods, which is why we don't push. We threaten, quietly, just enough to make them back down. Let them think we have more than we do. It's risky. It's strategic. And it's not like anything Amy has ever done before. But Lou sees something in her sister's eyes that convinces her. Determination. Fire. And maybe, just maybe, a little bit of Ty's spirit too. The plan goes into motion quickly. Lou reaches out to the developers with a carefully worded letter. No accusations, no threats, just a subtle mention of the recent accident, the community's concerns, and Heartland's deep-rooted legacy in the area. The message is clear: back off or be exposed. And now, all they can do is wait. Meanwhile, Amy returns home to spend the day with Lindy, doing everything she can to restore the bond between them. They ride together, clean stalls, and bake cookies. Simple things that remind Lindy she's still the center of her mother's world. But even in those quiet moments, Amy knows the clock is ticking. Every hour that passes without a response from the developers is a reminder that their entire future is hanging by a thread. Then, just as the sun begins to set, a black SUV pulls into the ranch driveway. Amy and Lou step outside. The driver steps out. It's one of the lead representatives from the development group. He doesn't smile, doesn't offer a handshake. Instead, he holds up a thick envelope. "Consider this our peace offering," he says. "We're withdrawing from the project." Effective immediately in Heartland Season 19. Episode 2, Amy and Lou exchange a glance, hardly believing it's real. But the man isn't finished. Just know this, you may have won this time, but people don't forget who stands in their way. Next time, you might not be so lucky. He gets back in the car and drives off, leaving behind silence and dust. They open the envelope. It's all there. Withdrawal papers, signed and official. The threat is over. Heartland is safe. For now. But not everyone is celebrating. Nathan hears the news later that evening. Amy meets him at the river's edge, the place where they used to find peace together. He's quiet, thoughtful. "So it's done," he says, "and my sister's career might be over because of it." Amy looks away, the weight of her decisions pressing down. "I didn't want that. I just wanted to protect my home." Nathan nods. "I know, and I'm proud of you for doing it. But it doesn't change the fact that it's complicated now." Amy feels a chill, despite the warmth of the evening breeze. She knows what's coming. Nathan loves her. That hasn't changed. But love doesn't erase the damage. It doesn't erase the tension, the divided loyalties, or the pain that's already been caused. "I need time," Nathan says. "Not because I don't love you, but because I need to figure out if I can live with always coming second to Heartland." Amy's throat tightens. "And Lindy?" she asks softly. "I'll always be there for her. If she wants me to be, but I can't compete with her either. And I won't." Amy nods slowly, her heart breaking piece by piece. This isn't what she wanted. This isn't how the story was supposed to go. But maybe this is the only way forward. For now. They part ways quietly. No grand goodbye, no dramatic argument, just silence. But just as Amy begins to process everything, the victory, the heartbreak, the sacrifice, a message lights up on her phone. It's from Lindy's school, a behavioral incident. Lindy lashed out during class, threw something, refused to speak to her teacher. Amy reads the words over and over again. Could Amy's choice to protect Heartland have come at a deeper cost than she ever imagined? The emotional unraveling of her own daughter? Amy races to the school, her heart pounding harder with every mile. The victory against the developers, the carefully planned move that protected Heartland, now feels hollow in the shadow of what she might have lost. She's no stranger to emotional storms, but this one is different. This isn't just about a fight over land, or family loyalty, or a romance caught in the crossfire. This is about her daughter, the one person she vowed never to fail. She arrives to find Lindy sitting alone in the principal's office, arms crossed, lips pressed into a stubborn line, her small frame radiating anger and sadness. The teacher explains the incident. Lindy refused to participate in class, shouted when asked to sit down, and finally threw a paintbrush across the room. It wasn't the act itself that alarmed them, it was the expression on her face. Not just frustration, not just a tantrum, but heartbreak, deep and unmistakable. In Heartland Season 19, Episode 2, Amy kneels beside Lindy. She doesn't say a word at first. She just looks into her eyes, searching for some sign of what's boiling beneath the surface. But Lindy doesn't look back. Her silence says it all. "I'm sorry," Amy whispers, her voice breaking. "I know I've been everywhere but here. I thought I was doing the right thing, Lindy. I thought I was protecting our home, protecting you." Still, Lindy doesn't respond. Her small fingers tremble, clenched tightly around the frayed strap of her backpack. And then she speaks. Just 3 words. "You left me." Amy's heart shatters, because she knows exactly what Lindy means. And it's not just about the fire. It's about every moment Amy ran toward a new relationship, a new battle, a new responsibility, while her daughter sat quietly, waiting, hoping, needing more than just the shell of a mother trying to be everything at once. At that moment, Amy realizes the truth she's been avoiding since Ty died. She's been running, not forward, but away. Away from the pain, away from the fear of raising Lindy alone, away from the crushing loneliness that no amount of busy work or new love could ever fill. And now, it's Lindy who is paying the price. That night, Amy sits down and rewrites the script of her life. She calls Nathan. Her voice is gentle but firm. "I love you," she says. "But right now, I have to love Lindy more." Nathan doesn't argue. He understands. Maybe he even expected it. I'll still be around, he says. Whenever you're ready. They hang up and it's done. Quietly, respectfully, tragically. Amy then talks to Lou. This time, it's not about land deals or family drama. It's about Lindy. About how they've all been so caught up in saving Heartland that they forgot about the child who lost her father, who stood alone in the smoke while everyone else fought battles of pride and power. Lou listens. Her eyes soften. She's lucky to have you, she says quietly. You're doing the right thing. The next few weeks bring change. Amy clears her schedule. She cancels outreach trips, steps back from the ranch's frontline operations. Every morning, she walks Lindy to school. Every afternoon, they ride together. In the evenings, they talk about Ty, about fear, about hope. And slowly, Lindy begins to heal. But healing doesn't mean forgetting. One night, as they sit under the stars, the same stars they once watched with Ty, Lindy turns to her mother. Do you think Daddy would be proud of you? She asks. Amy swallows hard. I don't know, she admits. But I hope one day you will be. And then Lindy leans her head against Amy's shoulder. No words, no promises, just presence. And in that moment, Amy finally understands. Being a mother isn't about being perfect. It's about being there, every single day, no matter what. But Heartland, as always, doesn't stay quiet for long. Lou comes rushing in one morning with news that makes Amy freeze in her tracks. You're not going to believe this, she says. Nathan's sister, she's filed a counter lawsuit. She's claiming Heartland blackmailed the developers into withdrawing. She's dragging your name into it. Amy's blood runs cold. Why would she do that? Lou shakes her head. I don't know, but if this goes public, everything you've just rebuilt, Lindy, the ranch, your name, it could all fall apart. Amy looks out the window where Lindy is brushing the horses, a faint smile on her face. She sighs, steels herself, because now, once again, Amy Fleming must choose. Stay silent and risk losing everything, or fight back and risk losing her peace. But after everything she's already sacrificed, how much more can Amy afford to lose before there's nothing left to save? Is this the beginning of the end, or Amy's final stand? Share your thoughts in the comments section and subscribe our channel for more Heartland Season 19 updates. Thank you.